Hello, friends. I thought I would do this first video looking like a mess so that maybe in the next videos, if I look better, you'll be like, whoa, she looks great. I'm about to do my, sorry about that. I'm about to do my Faster Way workout. So I thought, why wait? I'll just go ahead and come on looking all greasy and gross. So welcome. I'm so excited that you all are here. I want to let you know a few things before this prep week gets started. And I want to make sure that you know that this is a prep week, okay? This is a week where I don't want you to feel stressed. I don't want you to feel like you have to jump in and go full force, okay? This whole 6-week experience is a learning experience. And this first week is really just getting used to a few things at a time, okay? The first thing I want to talk about is our Facebook group. And that is where your accountability lies, okay? That's where you're going to post to me so that I can check up on what you're doing. That's where you're going to support one another because community is such a big part of this plan, and it's so important that you have others that support you in what you're doing. And what better support can you have than people who are also doing the same thing? Nobody is going to be perfect at this, and you all need to see that what you're struggling with is probably the same thing other people are struggling with. So in our Facebook group, your small group, I want you to check in every day. I will put a post there every single morning at 5 a.m. That's your daily post that's going to give you your action items to do for the day. And normally I will post at least twice a day. Sometimes there will be 3 posts during the day. Just a lot of information for you, recipes, different videos to watch, trainings, just a lot of stuff that you're going to really enjoy, I hope. But first thing is to check in every morning as soon as you can, because that kind of sets your tone for the day and what your objective is for that day. And I encourage you to post in the group, to support one another, to ask questions. No question is silly. There's a lot of education involved in this. And when I started, I had tons of questions, and I'm so glad that I asked them, because if I had not, I would have fallen kind of behind in my mind. So if you have any questions about anything, always ask, okay? If you don't love Facebook and you would rather have your daily education and training emailed to you, please send me a message and let me know. I prefer that you engage in the Facebook group because, like I said, it's a great support tool for you. The biggest thing that you're going to have to do to be successful in this program is to show up for yourself and commit to yourself, okay? This is not a crazy fad diet. This is a lifestyle, and you're going to learn how to implement this lifestyle to fit in with your lifestyle, okay? I'm not asking you to cut your calories. I'm probably asking you to eat more than you have been accustomed to eating. So that is usually an adjustment. And if you are coming off of a low carb diet, it's definitely going to be an adjustment because your body needs carbs and we are going to eat carbs, okay? There's always an action item at the end of each post for the day. And most of the time there'll be a bonus action item of extra things that you can do. I encourage you to do as much of this as possible. In this 6 weeks, really commit and give it your all. The number one thing I'm going to say to do right now is go find the post where I talk about taking your measurements, print out that little sheet and take your measurements. That is so important. Take before and after pictures, because I promise at the end of the 6 weeks, you are going to want those to refer back to. You're going to want to see how far that you've come. And I always tell people, nobody wants to look at a before photo, okay? That's why we all start a program like this, because we didn't want to look at a before photo. But Those are for you. They're not for anybody else. If you want to share them at the end of the 6 weeks, you certainly can. If you feel great about it, that's totally up to you. But if you don't, that's fine. But they are something that you can see side by side to compare. So I say take your 6-week before photos in the most scantily clad thing that you have, a bathing suit, your underwear, something that shows the parts that you want to lose. I took my photos in bike shorts and they covered up. I mean, there's still a huge difference and I could tell, but I would have seen a much bigger drastic change had I taken those in a bathing suit or in my underwear. Totally up to you. I'm just throwing that out there, but definitely do that this week. Go ahead and measure. It tells you everywhere to measure and how to do that, and take your before photos. Okay. There are 2 apps that we use during this 6 weeks and beyond. One is the Faster Way app. If you have not downloaded that, please do that, because that has all of your information on there. That's where your meal guides are. That's where your workouts are. That's where your grocery list will be. So much information for you in the Faster Way app. And the workouts are incredible and they change every single day. I've been doing this since June, never done the same workout twice. It's awesome. The trainers are incredible. The workouts are 30 minutes or less, and that's all you need. Okay. The other app that we use is MyFitnessPal. I made a post about that yesterday. It is a free app. There is a premium option. You do not need that. You don't have to pay for premium. Everything you need is in the free option. And we're going to go over how to set that up later on in detail. But for right now, go ahead and download that. And if you want to start tracking food, you can. That's totally up to you. The first thing we're going to start practicing this week is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is just an eating window, okay? We practice a 16-8 fasting and eating window, meaning we fast for 16 hours. Most of that is while you sleep. We eat for 8 hours. And we eat very specifically in that 8 hours, which we will get into more next week, okay? But for right now, I want you to practice starting that intermittent fasting, okay? If you don't think you can go 16 hours in the beginning, totally fine. Start with 12 and kind of work your way up each day this week so that by Monday of next week, you are consistently practicing that 16-8 window. I usually break my fast at 12 noon every day and eat until 8 p.m., okay? Once 8 p.m. hits, I don't have anything to eat or drink except water. You can have coffee in the mornings, you cannot have artificial sweetener or sugar or any of that. You can't have sweetener with any added fiber. So I use stevia drops for my sweetener, and I add a little pinch of salt to that to take away that little bite that it has. And I use Nut Pods creamer because we do encourage dairy-free just because it causes so much inflammation in the body and can really wreak havoc on your gut. Some people just can't process dairy, and our bodies really aren't meant to. The other thing we encourage is trying to practice gluten-free. Again, for the same reason. Neither one of these things are going to have really an effect on your body composition unless you have a lot of inflammation, and then it really will. You'll notice a huge difference. But give it a try and see how it affects your body. I didn't know I was sensitive to gluten until I started this, and I saw huge changes. And when I eat gluten now, I can tell a huge difference. My digestion, nope, it's a no for me. But this week I want you to start intermittent fasting. You can have water, you can have carbonated water like LaCroix, any kind of water like that in the mornings. You can have black coffee, or you can use stevia extract, pure extract drops, and Nut Pods creamer or an almond milk creamer is fine. Look at the ingredients, okay? You want to look for any sugar or any sugar substitute, artificial sweetener. Those things will break your fast, okay? And your creamer everything has to stay under 50 calories. Can you hear my cat screaming in the background? She's 19. She doesn't know where she is. Okay, what can I eat? Good question. Basically, you're eating real food, okay? We try to avoid processed food, but hey, this is life. We're going to have processed food. Just look for the cleanest things that you can find when you're going for processed food. We want to avoid things like canola oil and things like that are in things, those really fatty, not good for you oils. We want to stick with olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, things like that for fats. We want to shop the perimeter of the grocery store. So your fresh vegetables, your meats, anything like that's what you want to really eat. Rice is fine. Potatoes are fine. Sweet potatoes, wonderful. Okay. All those are whole foods. So we like to say if it comes from the ground or if it has a mama, it's fair game. Okay. Now I know you're going to have processed things thrown in the mix. And like I said, that's fine, but not Doritos, okay? Not things with a lot of artificial ingredients. Not things with a huge, long list of ingredients, okay? Canned foods are fine. Frozen foods are fine. Just stick to whole foods as much as you can, okay? Tomorrow, you're going to get some more training on the MyFitnessPal app, but go ahead and download that, and then we'll talk about tracking food later. What do you need to do to be successful? Number one, make this commitment. You've paid the money, okay? You have hired me as your coach, so listen to the trainings, read everything, and follow what I say, okay? The only reason this plan doesn't work is if you don't follow it and you don't do the work, okay? I'm going to ask you to probably eat a lot. That may take some getting used to, and that is okay, okay? Show up for yourself, stay consistent, okay? This 16 to 8 eating window is important because the longer that your body goes without food, it is not in digestion, the longer it is burning fat. And that's our objective. We don't want to lose water weight. We don't want to lose our muscle. We want to lose fat, okay? And the longer you go without eating, the more your body is in a rested state and it's using your fat. It's burning your fat, okay? That 16-hour window is completely doable. You will get used to it. If you feel headachy or anything like that, I would get some electrolyte water, just the plain water with electrolytes. And I also get some electrolyte powder that you can put in from Amazon, and I will show you that. That will help if you have a headache. You know, you need that potassium and magnesium and all those things. Kind of, your body is going to go through a period of adjustment, and that is completely normal, okay? So being consistent is huge. Complete your action items every day, okay? That's where the magic is, in your education and your action items. If you aren't doing any action, you really aren't doing anything, right? So by the end of this first week, you're going to be consistent with a 16-8 eating window. You're going to be eating whole food nutrition if it comes from the ground or has a mama, and you are going to begin tracking your food, okay? And this is very eye-opening for most people. When you start tracking your food, you really see, we're not talking about calories here. We're talking about macronutrients, which we'll talk more about later. But you will really see what you've been eating and what you need to eat and why that makes a difference. Okay? So, read your post every day, complete your action items, stay committed to yourself, show up for one another in this group, participate in the group. That's so important. Ask questions, and we're going to have a great 6 weeks. I'm really excited about it. And if you have questions about this video, go ahead and post them here and I'll answer everything you have. If I don't know the answer, I'll find the answer, but I probably know it.